Good Monday evening, Southwest Arkansas. Welcome back to Southwest Arkansas weather here on Monday, November the 10th, 2025. Taking a look at your evening weather blog. First, starting off with what we are currently seeing across the region here. Give me one moment here. Let me get this moved over. As you can see right now across the region, not seeing much. This right here, this isn't necessarily rain. This is mainly dry conditions, and that is what you're seeing there is just some, not necessarily debris, but just nothing reaching the ground by any means there. But you can see temperatures right now already down to 34 in Mena as of 6:15, and dew point sitting at 23 degrees with 3 mile per hour wind gusts there. 30 upper 30s, mid 30s elsewhere. Still sitting at 48 as of 5:53 p.m. down there in Texarkana. 43 in D Queen as of 5:53 there as well. Other locations already getting down nicely into the 30s. That's going to continue to be the case as we go throughout the rest of the day today. And as we go throughout this night time tonight, temperatures are going to continue to fall across the region. And we'll take a look at that with the HRRR model for temperatures. So starting us off here at that 7 p.m. time frame, we can see this is what the HRRR model is showing, and it's doing a decent job on it so far. Maybe just a little cooler in terms of some areas, but those temperatures were last updated about an hour ago. But as we go throughout the rest of this night tonight, temperatures just going to continue to cool down and cool off by that 10 p.m. time frame. You're talking temperatures in the mid to lower 30s. I would even say in the upper 20s near Mena as we continue to cool down throughout the overnight time frame. Then as we head into tomorrow morning, you can see widespread just temperatures already down near freezing across the region. And as we go towards that 6 a.m. time frame, you can see temperatures going to be in the 30s, and also I would say in the upper 20s as well. You always got to take a few degrees off of what the data is showing, but I would say in the upper 20s across the region, not necessarily just the 30s, but upper 20s to mid 20s potentially there across the region for your day tomorrow. And then as we go, or tomorrow morning anyways, and as we go throughout the day, we can see temperatures are going to continue to warm up tomorrow. This only goes till 10 a.m. tomorrow, or actually 10 to 11 a.m. tomorrow. You can see temperatures in the 50s, already warmer and nearing 60 degrees in a few locations down there. That's going to lead us directly into tomorrow's forecast. I know this says today, but this is tomorrow's forecast for Tuesday. You can see highs going to be in the lower to mid 60s across the region. We're going to continue that warming trend as we go throughout the upcoming week, and each day is just going to be a little warmer. And you can see overnight lows, we only get down into the 40s tomorrow, not in the 20s. That's going to be what the morning starts off as, and then as we end the next day, or as we end that day going into tomorrow night and Wednesday morning, we end up with the 40s for your overnight lows. It's mostly sunny to sunny skies. We can't rule out maybe a cloud or two, but for the most part, sunny skies continue to be the main story there with the forecast for your day on Tuesday. Veterans Day there as well. As we take a look at the 6-day forecast, you can see dry conditions are going to be the main story, and we're going to talk about the pattern behind this here in just a minute, with sunny to mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies to end off the work week. Highs, as you can see, we continue that warming trend into the lower to mid 70s by Wednesday and Thursday. And into Friday, the mid to upper 70s could be possible. Not ruling out the possibility of maybe a lower 80-degree high, but for the most part, highs in the 70s look likely through the last half of the work week. Overnight lows going to continue to warm up as well into the mid to upper 40s and into the mid 50s by the end of the work week. And as we go into Saturday and this weekend, you're going to notice a little bit of a change here. Data's kind of backed off on Saturday with the main majority of the rainfall, as more on Sunday into Monday. Next week looks like a very active week weather-wise. We'll have more on that as we get closer to next week. But this weekend, you can see on Saturday maybe some chances of rain in the afternoon, partly cloudy to mostly sunny, partly Partly cloudy to partly sunny skies throughout the day. Highs in the 70s, overnight lows in the mid 50s there. 20% chance of rain, maybe in the afternoon, but if it's going to do anything, it's probably going to be overnight Saturday. And then in Sunday, we have more chances of some thunderstorms there, maybe a few peaks of sun with highs in the mid to upper 60s, overnight lows in the upper 40s there with a 40% chance of rain. Now, let's take a look at some of the data behind this and talk about what we're seeing with this and why we're seeing what we're seeing with this. So first, we're starting off with the North American model. This is the 500 millibar level heights. This is 18,000 feet up into the atmosphere. So 18,000 feet above us. This is what's going on, or what was going on this morning. You can see back off over here. Let's draw this out for you, as we always try to do. Give me one moment here. As you can see here, this is the Arkansas area, and this is a little trough that we have here. You can see this U-shaped look to it here. There's a low pressure system right there where that gap is closed at. Well, this led us to that cooler weather, that cooler air and colder air has moved in due to this, mainly coming through across the region this weekend. And that's led to some very windy conditions above us. That's our low level, our mid, our jet stream there, with that dip in that jet stream and that wind there across the region. And that's led to some windy conditions yesterday and some cooler conditions today. Well, you can see back off over here across the west coast, we have the high pressure system off over here and this backwards U shape. This is what we call our ridge, and this is our trough over here. So trough like this, ridge like this. And with that, you can see that is pretty much your backwards or upside down shaped U there with that. And that's what leads. So with this lower pressure, or this trough and low pressure systems, usually brings in this time of year some cooler weather. If it's coming from, if it's bringing some cold air with it, it could lead to some rainfall or chances of rain, or just a change in your weather pattern. And then back over here with your ridges, that's usually more of your clearer patterns. So you can kind of get the details of why we're going to see what we're going to see as we go throughout this upcoming week. This ridge continues to move towards us and over us throughout this week, and we start to see that more of that influence of that ridge, maybe not as well defined as what we've seen earlier, but as we go into the later half of this week, you can see that ridge just slowly moves towards us. But look back off over here in California. You can see another trough potentially forming, another system potentially on its way, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment as we put this over here and switch to the GFS model. So as we go into this weekend, that ridge continues to be the main story, but look what's coming from California, which will make its way into Oklahoma. We have this, looks like to be a little low pressure system that could be trying to make its way towards us by the time we head into Saturday, over this weekend, and into next week. That could help lead us to some of those rain chances, that little dip in that, the pressure bars there, those black straight lines there. As you can see there, that's that little drop, or that's your pressure bars. And you can see there's a little drop there with that, and a little more influence out of the south west there with that low pressure system as that moves through. Then as we go into next week, we're just going to show you a little bit more of this. You can kind of see more flow, more systems could be a possibility throughout next week. And what that'll lead to is maybe just an increase in some more active weather. With that being said, let's take a look also at this with the European model. It shows pretty much a very similar story. There's that low pressure system as we go into the weekend and beginning of next week. That's a little weaker, but it moves over us, and that could help us with those potential rain chances for for this upcoming weekend. And as we take a look on that, let's zoom into our region and pull up the precipitation chances and move this forward into this weekend. You can kind of see this doesn't have a whole lot for Saturday, but it does try to bring some in maybe on Sunday and some on to Monday and Tuesday of next week. And more rain chances potentially towards the end of next week as well, but that's getting a little far out there. We'll bring that back down towards this week here with this forecast here, or this video vlog, and talk a little more about what we're going to see for this weekend. Here's the GFS model. kind of shows something similar. Not a whole lot up until that Sunday evening time frame, and that could continue to change. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up taking rain chances out completely for Sunday or for Saturday if trends continue, and they're going to be more on Sunday, maybe Sunday evening into that Monday time frame. And as you can see, more rain chances possible there for the end of next week, but we'll wait on that to put those in the forecast till we get closer to that being in the 6-day forecast there as well. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of today's evening weather blog. We don't have, that's all we have to talk about in today's evening weather blog. So we want to say a big thanks, as always, Patterson's Credit Union, Southern Dumpster Rental, Landmark Insurance Agency, Palmer's Roofing, and J&S Auto Supply Bumper to Bumper. We are blessed to work with some great companies here in Southwest Arkansas. Make sure to check them out, and if you're in need of anything that they offer, feel free to contact them over on Facebook, or give them a call with the numbers that you see here, and check them out over on Facebook. Over on Facebook as well there, and give them a follow. As always, make sure to check us out over on Facebook. We post a lot throughout the week and throughout the day over there. And make sure to check us out here on YouTube if you're new here and you like what you see. Hit that subscribe button and hit the like button on this video. And if you got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Have a great rest of your Monday. Thank you guys very much for trusting us right here with your source for all things Southwest Arkansas weather.